Fudge GP was so good the first time around, got them so much lane control on, and transitioning later on into the game too. So with the solo lanes locked in for both sides, we're actually going to see some Danny bans coming through here for once. Smile on Perkz' face as they ban away the Tristana. No 1v9 performance this time around, my friend.
Yeah, that's a 6 ban.
And they already banned, as you said, the Tristana, so it's going to be pretty difficult for Danny. They did leave both AD carry and support, so they can go towards, let's just say, Xayah Rakan if it's a little bit more niche. Problem being is that they're so heavily outranged. You don't want to play Xayah versus LeBlanc. So it's going to be a tough call for Evil Geniuses. If their plan is to play topside, you could go Ezreal.
Yeah, I still like Ashe right now.
Yeah.
So Ashe is an option for them, but they could also go the Aphelios. We'll see which one they decide, because you've got a Twisted Fate, and if the Twisted Fate can win out on some pressure early and teleport away from mid lane, away from the LeBlanc, then that can still be a focus for you. Try and get Danny fed that way with some Twisted Fate teleports. Meanwhile, you can also use it to combine with your jungler. Extra vision and being able to join in those skirmishes, definitely a viable option. So they don't ban either of the other AD carries, as they don't have as high a priority on them, and just take out the Ignar Rakan, his iconic engaged champion, with a lot of level 1 possibilities too. I always remember, sticks in your head, the level 1s where Ignar's jumping over the back of Dragon Pit or over the back of Baron Pit. So they remove one of those as well.
It's a good call. Ultimately, it's going to be, I'm imagining, a pick here, a support pick from Cloud9. And if that's the case, you're going to get a counter pick on support from Evil Geniuses. I'm interested in what C9 would go here if they're willing to go 5 pick on jungle.
I mean, I kind of like I was going to say the either Nautilus or Leona, but Braum is the defensive option for Varus. Since they don't know the direction that Evil Geniuses are going to go, they're looking much more defensive here. Just put up the Unbreakable, no matter what it is, should be okay. Trundle as a support versus other melees can be done. I'm not the biggest of fans of it, but Pillar is also quite good versus Varus just later on in the game too.
Yeah.
And with Pillar, you can set up Twisted Fate ganks quite easily.
See what happens here. There is some flexibility potentially as well. Viego can be moved around, although obviously most preferred in the jungle. It is going to be Trundle, so someone's going somewhere else.
Yeah. I would think that it is probably support Trundle, but we have still seen plenty of solo laners take Viego.
And there's Jhin. Last pick there for EG. Danny's Jhin for this third game.
A lot of utility there. Oh, there it is.
Ooh, hello.
Nocturne locked in there from Blaber. We have not seen a jungle 5 pick in memory. I literally don't remember the last time in the LCS this summer we saw jungle 5 pick. So Blaber goes back to the Nocturne that he was known for really early on in his career. And I mean, it's nice. Someone's going to get popped. Jhin, you better watch out. LeBlanc and Nocturne waiting for you mid-jungle.
And I just like it versus Twisted Fate always.
Yeah.
Turn out the lights.
Yep.
So try and take away that possibility from Jiizuke, especially if you can gain your 2v2 mid-jungle. If you win the first duel, Nocturne LeBlanc is going to make that Twisted Fate's life hell. If they want to extend this series, if they want their hopes to continue through playoffs, gotta put up right now.
All right, well, Jiizuke's Twisted Fate and the rest of Evil Geniuses are going to try and win 3 in a row to keep their playoff run going for Cloud9. It is this win or 1 win in the next 3, and they get another shot at a win and in to the World Championship, something they could not do last summer despite being your spring champion. They once again enter this split, again, our spring champion, and now looking for the 3-0 that Fudge promised in his interview, which would definitely be a big improvement as Danny is in trouble. Braum level 1's always got to be careful, but Danny going to walk away pretty easily there.
Taking a look again at the C9 draft, both Braum and GP is going to make it pretty difficult for Gnar in later engages. Kind of reminds me of game 1 where, yeah, GP ulti, barrels, just the zone control from Braum in general makes it so while it's harder to chase down for kills, very easy if you already have the setup for you to kite back.
And I think a lot of focus is going to be around mid lane. They want Perkz to be able to play aggressively as possible with this LeBlanc. Jiizuke going to try and push out, going to try and deny some of these all-ins with this gold card. But Blaber here, starting bottom side with a leash on the Nocturne, plus vision of Contract's starting spot on top side of the map. So Blaber should feel confident in doing his regular Nocturne full clear from bottom side up towards top side.
Yeah, kind of unlike the other ones. A little less activity required by the Nocturne. Definitely want to get to the ulti ASAP. Perkz, though, battling old Jiizuke once again in mid lane as they are getting aggressive. But Kobe did tease it earlier during this or that. But be sure to check out the dive bright and early on Tuesday mornings to get the series predictions, hot takes, and Mark being unable to remember the names of people he has worked with for years.
Shame on
Kobe.
him.
Yeah, he's doing his best. Okay, he said it was it's an endearing term.
It's the Marxy motto.
He was using it as a All right, let's take a look at this bottom lane push though. Danny and Ignar with the extra minions, trying to gain early first level 2. They will do that. Vulcan doesn't want to tango with the Trundle early on. Makes it pretty easy there for Braum just to opt into queuing, keep him slow, don't trade with the lane Trundle, and you'll be very, very useful for the team later on as the Braum. For your team fight, you bring so much.
Yeah, and also just general control. If Contracts, who's been pathing top to bot, ever wants to find an angle for a dive, it's going to be really difficult, but Jiizuke is actually getting opened up on here.
Yeah, Perkz going for it, but Jiizuke fighting back. Oh, that chain! So close to flashing back in for that.
Yeah, really, really small timing difference there. Perkz was waiting to see if it confirmed that the chain hit first before flashing. And just that momentary hesitation to wait to make sure that his chain actually hits. That difference in flashes there. Jiizuke gets out, breaks it, just barely. Trading flashes, though, is still good for the LeBlanc. Meanwhile, jungle fight over the crab.
Won by Contracts. Blaber there with Perkz, but Contracts does indeed get the crab he wanted.
Yeah, and is looking for a bot side. If that didn't work out, remember, he actually didn't clear his Raptors or Krugs, aimed straight for top lane knowing that Blaber was going to contest it and wanted to double crab, so was able to get it off, even with Jiizuke, going back to base and being forced to TP, so still a good win here from Contracts with the risk that he took.
Once again, though, Perkz just in onto Jiizuke, getting aggressive. Hasn't used his TP, most notably, so is just burning through the mana pool, trying to trade back to give himself the extra league when he does eventually TP back through, which he is going to do now.
Yeah, and now we're starting to see the extra value for Contracts' jungling with the double Scuttle Crab, because no option there for Blaber other than to hedge his bets. Oh, I have no camps. I guess I walk towards top. No huge deal there. But meanwhile, Contracts gets to farm up both his Raptors and his Krugs. Then he'll get off his recall and should be able to sync up afterwards. Gonna be able to remain about 30 seconds basically ahead of Blaber, who can go through his second round of jungle spawns now that he was kind of forced to waste his extra 20 seconds there looking for the top side possible play.
Perkz actually also hasn't TP'd, which is what I thought he was going to do. Had a Bicky delivered in magically through, so has actually hung around for a bit longer. We'll see what he eventually... Yeah.
Is that an Australian biscuit or what?
It is. It's a biscuit. That's what he's got.
Can you change it in the client to call him Bickies?
A Bicky, that'd be good.
Meanwhile, continue on your full clear path, as we said, for Nocturne. Now, something else to note, by the way, which we didn't talk about in the earlier full clear, is that he saved his red till last so that you can get your earlier respawn on Krugs, because you're focusing on your small camps to be able to get your level 6,
no
but
flash.
Jiizuke walks into him.
Oh no, spell shot up as well. This looks just so simple. Perkz gonna try and seal the kill, and he will indeed give first blood over to Blaber.
He saw the play that was happening topside, but didn't see Blaber hitting his way, and so yeah, moment the chain locks in, you're dead man.
But he just walks right into Nocturne range there. Yeah. I need to look at the setup for this, because there is already, he gets hit with the Q and the E tether is on him since they traded flashes, as we mentioned, advantageous for LeBlanc. But how do you even get close enough to the Nocturne to allow the tether to start on him? Because it's very, very punishing here. Oh, yeah, he's just aggressive with his movement. And Blaber, intelligently, on seeing him walk up off of minion vision, just goes to cut off his route. So very aggressive pathing there from Jiizuke. Nice punish from Blaber on the timing. Yes, he's on Raptors, and is able to just walk into Fear Tether range because of the no flash there. Means big kill traded over. First blood bonus here for Cloud9. And top skirmish only resulted in the flash from Fudge being blown.
Yeah, and that was ultimately the play that was being set up by Evil Geniuses. If, you know, that mistake wasn't made from Jiizuke, that would have just been a flash down from Fudge. They could have doubled back towards top lane on either a stacking wave, or even if they wanted to dive when TF Ultimate was available.
It is the main thing that we caution against in Champ Select, though, is, you know, if the mid jungle for Cloud9 starts to get this advantage, it snowballs. It snowballs really hard for LeBlanc and Nocturne. Jiizuke is having a hard time now. He's got Rush on his Merc Treads to try and deal with the harassment from Perkz and reduce the duration of chains when they do land. But you see how cautiously he has to play. He has to, you know, call both jungle and support to get his vision retained here around mid, giving up some minions there as you see them dying out to the extra range from Perkz. Good job there from Perkz, just kind of holding the wave. The cannon is going to get carded, so at least he can get that, but he's going to continue to lose out on minions as Perkz holds it and just builds this slow push.
Yeah, and this is just really rough to play against Jiizuke, right? He wants to leave the lane, he's got his ulti, but Perkz is going to keep him here for as long as he can, building up the wave, and ulti's also available for the junglers, so Blaber can get things going with the Nocturne Paranoia as well.
Yeah, and one thing that's been great from C9, not right now though, they're getting cut out.
Good flash ulti there for Zven, getting out of dodge. Vulcan putting up the door, and Danny returning some fire, but everyone's going to be A-OK. Nice attempt for contracts.
Meanwhile, there's a Gnar very deep here.
I found Blaber. He's top lane. Nice ulti for Impact. Has to use it early, but Blaber already in. Oh, the flash was not far enough. And now the GP ult's coming in. Blaber does not spell shield the incoming wallop, though, and Impact does get away.
Hey, still got flash, and so that's going to be at least flash for flash topside, with Fudge coming up a little earlier. But all in all, I mean, C9 doesn't lose too much. They did lose flash on Zven, but main point being, just before that play happened, one great thing about Cloud9 is the fact that Vulcan is always on the wave mid lane to help out Perkz. Either, of course, to like get his wave in, standard, or if they're looking for a Jiizuke desperation moment, I need to get my wave in, I'm in a really bad spot, I'm losing my minions. Well, if you want to commit to that, well, you're committing to a 3v3 fight.
Meanwhile, jungle invade here, still in fog of war there for a second. Contracts finally shows himself. This is done without mid pressure, though. Remember, Jiizuke's been bleeding mid pressure because Perkz, with the early lead on LeBlanc, is able to come cover Blaber. I want to go back to that top lane gank, though, because Blaber, he did not spell shield the ultimate or the stun from Gnar afterwards, and did not early flash to keep his tether up. I think any of those, and he's able to actually find that kill with a little bit more commitment. But they did burn the impact flash, so no Gnar flash.
He kind of gets the most with the lowest investment, so perhaps it's just looking for a re-up on the ulti, which is cool enough. We'll be back in a few moments. TP back though for Impact here in top lane, feeling like he wants to keep pressuring Fudge if he can, and Cloud9 will take that as a cue as the map resets to go ahead and take Dragon, as Perkz is starting to not get super far ahead in the 1v1, but his individual pressure is extremely high.
You could say that again. Jiizuke, though, again, with the Merc Treads rush, does have the extra tenacity, more defense there as well with the No Magic Mantle magic resistance. And this is going to be an interesting couple minutes here because Cloud9 have a lot of incentive and an easy way to kill Impact on top side if they roam Perkz, if Blaber uses his next Paranoia up there. But EG could cross-map it with the first Twisted Fate ultimate from Jiizuke, since Zven has no flash there on the Varus and bottom side. And they could easily try and get that answer this way. Contracts, though, will just pop this tower. Rift-Trailed means it's guaranteed.
Yeah, there we go. Finally, that being done. And they needed to do something. Right now, Impact is theoretically the only winning lane for Evil Geniuses. Zven and Vulcan have been doing a great job bot side with the limited resources they've had. Also, First Dragon going on to Cloud9. Mid's been doing a great job for Perkz. So it's not going to mean too much here for Perkz, or at least that Trundle pillar. But something needs to be done from Evil Geniuses, so that first turret going down could snowball towards, you know, more pressure on the top side of the map, more deeper wards into the red side jungle.
And it certainly could be more threatening because you're facing a Twisted Fate. So while you haven't seen anything even remotely threatening from Jiizuke so far in this game, you do have the first ulti.
And again in top lane, no stride breaker done. GP ulti down, and Impact is now locked up forever. It's Blaber grabbing kill number 2.
That's the top lane play for Cloud9 that we talked about. The bottom side response could be there from EG as well. If we see the mid lane, no Twisted Fate coming down, so just the 3v2.
Yeah, ulti out of Vulcan does keep them out. Oh, that root was real nice from Zven. Ulti latches onto 2, but they cannot get a counter kill.
They just can't get past Vulcan. I mean, he didn't really need to expend any summoners there. Just throw up that big old wall, and they can't get past him to hit Zven.
Excuse me?
Oh, no.
That chain. Found the hitbox there as Jiizuke at least trades back nicely.
So I guess the adverse effect of that longer lane happening topside is that now Nocturne can dive you further away from the turret. So that's one thing that Gnar has to be aware of.
Yeah, and he knew he had to play cautiously because Impact, without the flash, as we mentioned, is the juicy target. Meanwhile, Jiizuke finally wins out on some sustained wards towards mid, so gets to push this wave into the tower, and Contracts has to get out of there.
2 stacks, not enough to proc the Braum passive, so Contracts is going to be a-okay. Still no Mythic done for Perkz is the thing I was trying to check on. Does have the Merc Treads now as well, so still building up a little bit of money, but keeping the CS nice and respectable.
That's a pretty large advantage from Blaber. Blaber's tried multiple times either trying to get a steal on an enemy red or in that instance on blue side. Well, Blaber's been just efficiently farming, has a 2-level advantage. That's a huge gold kind of sink there that you're seeing from Contracts this game. So not only just talking about the benefits that Perkz and Zven and Vulcan have had this one, but also Blaber not just getting those kills topside, but farming efficiently.
Also worth mentioning that as the game goes on, Cloud9 are going to have a lot of map pressure with their side lane threat of Gangplank and LeBlanc and the Nocturne hovering between. So Blaber getting fed is a very big deal. Both of the kills on him on the jungler fund the early stride breaker here for him, and you can punish multiple, EG, side waves by even just remaining invisible and not revealing yourself. They have to play more cautiously.
And he's at it again, right? Blaber has the ulti back. He's, of course, got the stride breaker back and ready to go. He's level 10, getting pretty rapidly towards that rank 2 ultimate that'll grab at 11. And it's the kind of the duo of Perkz and Blaber, the threat they have, whether it's, Perkz roaming to his jungler to try and help out, or Blaber ganking one of those lanes. You said it, Kobe. Blaber is an extremely large threat at this point of the game. And I think they've done such a good job of stifling the Twisted Fate, right? Because the one thing you don't want Twisted Fate to do is do exactly what Blaber's doing to EG.
Yeah, a success for Jiizuke would have looked like a bottom lane play trying to kill Aphelios, but they have been unable to do so, and now...
Just so brutal. Blaber straight onto Ignar, but Trundle's going to be A-okay. Pops the ulti, though, but he will be safe.
And that's going to have to be Ignar basing now, no sums, and this dragon should go towards Cloud9.
Contracts on the Perkz, but Blaber's here again. I mean, there's always never one without the other between these two.
Again, Contracts is kind of hovering Jiizuke by going for that 2v1 harassment.
It's an expensive red buff. There's Twisted Fate again. Fudge going to be stunned up, exhausted, and that will be a kill. And it is Jiizuke that's going to grab it. No impact with the crunch. Finishes off Fudge.
Oh, we finally see it. A Twisted Fate ultimate has been used. Meanwhile, Perkz is...
That's such a nice pillar.
What?
And Perkz is just trapped, like nowhere to go. Danny's just going to take him out. Contracts is waiting on the distortion, so that's an easy one for EG.
Maybe they expected Evil Geniuses to contest, but they not only got a free kill topside, Perkz holding on mid lane wave. We didn't get to see the very beginning of it, but Contracts already had him, and now this is the Evil Genius.
Double teleport.
They don't have any ultis, but it is the TPs. Yep. EG coming through. Vulcan going to be the target. Impact there, ready with the ulti. Cloud9, why'd you wait around the dragon? EG going to shut it all down. Contracts grabs one. It's Sven with the counter kills. Fudge is coming through. He's TP'd in, but Contracts just locks him up forever and grabs himself the kill. Fudge going to dance around a little bit longer, but Danny takes down Sven. Contracts takes out GP, and EG have found new life in this game.
2 very crucial picks there from Evil Geniuses heading up topside. Jiizuke is able to get the first one, and then mid lane, Perkz going down just as Dragon was being taken by Blaber, gives that one opportunity for Evil Geniuses.
And you can see it right before it starts to happen. The storm brewing here, because yes, they get the kill on topside, and both those solo laners have teleport, my friend.
True.
So your eyes are on the teleport cooldown tracking there. Very dangerous to fight around out in the open in the river by Dragon. They commit the cardinal sin, not tracking those teleport timers after losing both their own solo laners. Perkz The extra Raptor picked up here by Evil Geniuses in preparation for this dragon. They did not plan on that one, and that's kind of where all of the plans start to go awry. Because here, we're calling for double teleport. It's interesting that they only use one from EG initially, because Jiizuke actually starts recalling for a base here. Wonder, he must have a big purchase that he's going for. Impact gets there first. They kill off Vulcan. Contracts does turn into Braum, but Fudge on arrival, they are able to have enough burst damage there with Zven to finish off that kill. Least getting one for themselves, and they're back at it.
Oh, goodness. Ignar picked off an easy target there for Blaber with the rank 2 ulti.
Yeah, there's no reason for you to be that far up while your AD carry is picking up the wave so deep. So, you know, we obviously didn't get to see the context. Maybe he wanted to just get any vision down to see if Rift Herald is being started, but starting off with a death.
Context is, I'm a little Trundle, support Trundle. I don't have any defensive stats. All I can do is walk around, and he wanted to do his job getting vision, my friend. Guess what? Too bad. Support Trundle is a juicy target. They instantly kill him. That means Rift Herald number 2. And Cloud9, they've got a pretty big deficit to clean up here. 2.6k FTX gold advantage currently for Evil Geniuses. And they have been able to utilize it well up until this point. This Rift Herald actually won't kill the turret, just soften it up.
It's funny, because I was about to say, you know what? In the last game, we saw EG make a couple of mistakes, and Cloud9 just bust straight through, where even though EG were 5k up. And it kind of felt like EG were doing that to Cloud9 with the lead that Blaber had, and then as soon as it come out of the replay, Ignar gives one away to Blaber. So definitely still a lot to play for in this game, but EG is staying aggressive, but Blaber's at it again. Challenging Smite down, no force there as Impact does flash away, but they keep the tower alive.
That was pretty costly from Cloud9, not just the Blaber ultimate, Fudge as well, and they really couldn't get anything off of that one, couldn't stick on top of Impact, so should be really happy here if you're a fan of Evil Geniuses after that play.
I think one of the changes that Evil Genius has made that is admirable for this game is the adjustment for contracts to give a bit more attention to Impact's lane. Last time around, GP was a problem, got a big CS lead, but he invested, well, topside play.
Oh, Chain CC not quite landing. Contracts a little late, but Perkz is forced to flash away.
He's playing around with him.
Yeah, not going to last too much longer here, but Vulcan is up to reinforce, 2v2 right now. But Perkz doesn't want to continue. He's going to look for the chain, finds it, but gets himself stunned on the back end, so does have to distort back to safety. Cloud9 were reinforcing, but so were EG, and looks like the play will dissipate.
The legendary battle over the Krugs. In the end, Perkz does get the last few babies there, but it means Evil Geniuses will push in on a mid turret, and that one should be finished off. Oh, not going to be able to commit to it, because they are worried about possible LeBlanc flank teleport.
Going to be the target, but Gale forces out of there. Zven let the ulti rip, though, trying to find a pick, but did not nab it. Blaber ready with the ulti back up, though. If they can find an angle, Cloud9 maybe can stop the assault, but EG will cancel the TP as Impact takes it out, but it's all a bait. Blaber going into the bottom side is going to take him out alongside Fudge, who grabs the kill.
This is the most chaotic, like, last minute now. The TP on a turret that was dying there for Perkz, now he's TP-less. And of course, Gnar still dying in that situation with the Nocturne ultimate. Dragon's coming up in 55 seconds, so 23-second death timer for Impact. They should be there to contest it, but they will be late for it.
Yeah, setup is kind of critical in these. You see top side and bottom side, these minion waves for Cloud9 shoved into the turrets, and they're just losing value on the side of EG. So some gold, some experience, dying to both turrets in the aftermath there. They have been able to push it out, but it's a small step to the giant gold advantage that EG got off of these early plays, and they'll be able to reset themselves. There is teleport coming out shortly for Jiizuke. Impact uses his back down to the bottom side, so he's there in preparation, and they just have to wait on the Twisted Fate. Jiizuke goes back to base once again. Guess what? That's Rapid Fire and Everfrost. He's ready to pick someone off.
Oh, but Blaber's also ready, and he gets the kill onto Impact again. Blaber has just, like, he's on pace to break the Archie at this point. He ulted so often in this game.
Oh, hail the Blabberfish. He is taking names this game for Cloud9. They're still 2K behind, though, and it means EG can get the mid tower in addition to transitioning control right back. Impact doesn't have teleport when he arrives, but 20 seconds.
Blaber at it again. It's Contracts now that's going to have to ulti out to safety. Braum passive will not proc. but the ulti is real nice on the other end. That's going to force Jiizuke's flash, but the chain is there. Danny, the target, is going to have to flash out of there as Zven once again whiffs the ulti, but Cloud9 just will not stop.
Yeah, just remember, Evil Geniuses are a man down. I was confused initially why Impact and Contracts were pushing in so deep when they were playing through mid. They had 3 members through mid lane. I would imagine that they were trying to get vision through that area, but Impact goes down. Now Cloud9 has autonomy in the area.
Yeah, this is how Cloud9 wants to play the map, spreading out with their side waves pushed first so they can make their own advantages, as Zven does have to flash away from the EG mid push, make their own advantages with the threat of LeBlanc and Nocturne collapsing on anybody. And Fudge, all he has to do is throw the Gangplank slow on someone, and if you have range for either Perkz or Blaber, that is a pick. So Evil Geniuses is one thing they do have to worry about, as they do continually see their gold advantage shrinking a little bit away.
And I see Blaber with a finished item and ulti off cooldown. I don't think that's going to last very long, as Blaber is lining it up once again. EG are going to roam into Cloud9's jungle. Vulcan is like tiptoeing by. They're going to take out this control ward. Ignar's in the area. The rest of EG, though, looking to try and reinforce, but there is no assault coming.
And, I mean, he's pretty much the saving grace right now of the mid game. Blaber, it is. You know, Sterix and at least the Mythic, I mean, that right now Blaber has.
Stridebreaker.
Stridebreaker, there we go.
I like Stonebreaker, that's
a
tight.
good name. But overall, it's like really crucial for his sticking power. If he were to dive on towards Danny, who doesn't have any sums, by the way, so it's going to be difficult for Evil Geniuses to play. They need to be able to play through the vision that they already have.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why Nocturne usually has success as a later draft pick, when you want to pick it into teams that have low mobility carries. You know, neither Jhin nor Twisted Fate have escapes built into their kit, so they have to rely on flashes, and it's even better when the enemy support also doesn't have one built into their kit, and Trundle has to just walk around. So there are a lot of targets for him to pick off, and that's why you have this magnifying glass on the minimap. That tower going down on the bottom side finally for Cloud9 really opens it up. This one in mid is basically down. There's a blow on it, and that thing will topple over, and then you really get to see where they can actually mine their advantages. As Perkz starts to fish around, and this LeBlanc is getting scary. Currently still only 2 stacks on their Dark Seal. Definitely was able to stack up last time quite effectively last time around, but already having that big impact.
It's kind of telling, though, given that EG still held this FTX gold advantage for a while. Still up 2K, right? And it just feels like Cloud9 are winning. The impact that Blaber is having is very impressive. The fact that Perkz has been on form and is now playing in the silence. Like, Cloud9 know what to do from this spot. This lead is not big enough where EG can just hit him with the wallet and win that way.
Yeah. It's very fair, especially since they are dragon stacking right now. But Evil Geniuses are doing a good job playing towards an inevitable fight mid. That's a lot of damage on Fudge here. Could be the go signal.
Yeah, big advantage for EG will come from managing this rage bar for impact and forcing that 5-on-5 with a teleport in from Jiizuke. The Twisted Fate ultimate, by the way, was used just to transition him down to the bottom lane to deal with the split push, so won't have it up for a mid collapse anytime soon. And I think EG are still in, well, now it's a little bit more dangerous.
Danny is just such an easy target, but Impact with a heroic ultimate is going to push him out of the way, but Cloud9 is turning the fight to the front line instead. It is Ignar deleted, it is Impact erased, it is Cloud9 with a 2-0 team fight win.
And you know what that means? Baron control. 2 important frontline members down for the side of Evil Geniuses. No more face-checking champions for them. They have to wait on the cooldown for Twisted Fate to come up. Contract's trying to pull the wave so that the mid tower won't get killed, but Cloud9 go back, they get the wave, and they get Zven that money.
Yeah, they're happy with what they have here, but TP coming through from Cloud9.
It's Perkz. Oh! Contracts! Does get himself out of there. He zips around, but Perkz is still chasing, looking for the chains, will not hit it, but that flash just feels bad, man.
He threw that one away. I don't need my flash. I use my ultimate to get away. Ha-ha! Yeah, honestly, though, it is a flash traded for teleport. You know, the cooldown for ultimate, not too long for contracts, ends up living anyway. Instead of immediately rushing towards top side, towards that Baron, though, they get the mid tower, they get the extra gold. It's a good pick here from Cloud9, again, splitting the map, all you need is the Gangplank ultimate plus the Nocturne and LeBlanc to close the distance. Zven and Vulcan also are able to push up to ensure that they get the extra kill here. Impact down, frontline down means Cloud9. They just chip away at that gold weed, and guess what? It's just gone poof. It was 2.5K not moments ago.
And we're at it again. Blaber just hitting the ulti button every chance he gets. It's Contracts as the target. Does get feared up, but will not pull. Where's the counterplay here? It's nothing. It's Danny just being deleted. He evaporates into thin air as Cloud9 are now on the run as EG will look for the counterplay, but Fudge is TP'd in. It's Impact with nothing. He gets a two-man ultimate. He's barely going to live through the rest of this. The GP ult's perfect. It's a double death for Zven with one arrow. William tells two champions out of evil geniuses.
The patience from Cloud9 holding resources, playing around the Gnar bar, and Fudge holding ulti for the perfect time. Sniped there from Zven, and this seems like just coffin being locked here from evil geniuses.
Pick after pick after pick for Cloud9. Nocturne ultimate button. That R is getting a lot of work. PastryTime again and again. Cloud9 find the pick. This one results in the Baron for them. Finally, they can get their Baron empowered recalls and still get back out to that Infernal Dragon, setting them to soul point. Perkz goes in, he gets the initial chunk. It's just so easy to chase any member of EG down these long lanes. And then I'm shouting for Impact because, you know, he's coming in on over 50% rage bar, but it doesn't matter because Jhin is already down. They already got the kill onto Danny. Cloud9 finished their job, and so then when Impact finally does go in, even though he can transform into Mega Gnar, he's just focus fire. The rest of the threat from EG is already out, and so they're just kind of straggling in, as you mentioned previously, trying to cut your losses in a scenario like this. That is textbook sunk cost fallacy. Your Jhin is already dead, so you have to pull back, but they wanted to force it through there because he had the rage bar, because they had the positioning, and they end up giving so much more.
They've been definitely slipping since that first time Nocturne ultied straight through mid. And a lot of that started from, you know, Jiizuke and Contracts being on side lane in vision. So they see them, immediately go straight for it. This time, Cloud9 just feels strong, period. So they're pretty confident they're always going to get the follow through, and Fudge will always be there with TP. So previous play, now doubling down on that. Let's see if another fight starts.
All right, it's Vulcan. Puts up the Unbreakable, lives for quite a while though, and the poke is still strong. Nice ult onto Contracts, and now he's caught completely out of position. Does have to ulti out to safety. Will do so. Vulcan getting low, but dodging the wild cards as they will now retreat. Fudge in the front line, gonna ulti. He's just going in.
Whoa!
Just popping the button. He strike breakers onto everyone, and they don't have any follow-up, but Fudge somehow threads the needle, finds a bullet in the brain of the enemy TF, as Zven grabs another as well.
I mean, it's just the same game over again.
What is happening?
The arrows keep flying. Impact's gonna go for a re-engagement. That's ill-advised.
And now Perkz all the way around onto Impact. Zven gets another kill. He's dominating. They're dabbing the Penguins out in the front of the base. As Fudge is going back in looking for the barrel, does flash in there for the Q as Perkz with the Q of his own almost fells Ignar, and he's just not stopping. Danny gets deleted. Perkz is not done. He just keeps on going. He's literally taking the tower until he dies.
C9 is just playing with their food and playing with their range there. The fact that the GP barrel hit 2 set up for Zven, and it's just snowballing here now with a huge deficit coming in there for Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, the important things that Cloud9 have been focusing in this series, the side lane control, the pick potential. So when they transition to these mid games, yes, they're using Nocturne, and Blaber has been the star this time around, but a lot of it comes back to how they are trying to play this game in playing the entire map and utilize the extra range that they do have with the Gangplank barrels and with the Varus. Zven, while he is not the star, is constantly throwing these arrows over the back, is constantly firing from a safe position, and then the rest of the members of Cloud9, they pull through here, they collapse, they finish up all of these picks, these dives, and Blaber's even allowed to just dive into the tower here on the re-engage. Once the Gangplank ultimate goes down, Fudge sets up the barrels, and you see this other barrel come through, boom. He's able to blow up the extra kill. Blaber survives with his Sterix shield, and Cloud9, with this Baron buff too, they feels like they're just sitting on this series. Perkz even comes down from his split push duties for a quick second here to pick up the extra kill.
It's just insane. of course, being able to hit that one. Yeah, and then Perkz overchases. It happens. It happens. But it's...
Are you kidding me? He needed to send a message. Danny down.
Yeah, it's rough out there, unfortunately, for the EG side. Again, this is their last game of the season, potentially. No Worlds for them, no LCS left to play if they lose here. And Cloud9 are looking on the precipice of the 3-0 here to meet their maker at the end of it all for the winner of tomorrow's series.
Yeah, I mean, Evil Geniuses for the past 3 minutes have been scrambling, trying to figure out, find a play. And it's always started with the Twisted Fate W, so like, that's usually how you want to be able to play it, but C9 has just done so well playing with the minion wave, top lane wave coming in. Someone needs to be able to deal with that as they're hitting the bot lane inhibitor.
Oh, and that's the ulti. Zven misses, but GP does not. Blaber cannot miss. Gets himself exhausted, but he's just tanking everything in the front line. Not enough, though! Impact finds forward the Gnar ulti, and somehow that does not save the fight. The Guardian Angel out of Blaber keeps C9 chugging along, and Danny desperately peppering bullets into the front of Cloud9, but the Nexus is crumbling as Jiizuke TP flanks his own base to try and keep the game going, but Cloud9 are too far ahead, are too strong, are too powerful today for nothing than the 3-0 that Fudge promised, as EG desperate to defend their Nexus, but it is nothing but ruin. Cloud9 are gonna find their sweep.
All right, Cloud9, I see you. Step number 1 complete here. Lower bracket run going quite well. 3-0. Now they will await either TSM or Immortals. Whoever wins that one for the next matchup to continue their run through the lower bracket. Pretty quick stuff here. Everybody expecting some more out of Evil Geniuses after the heroics that they put up and after Danny's big pentakill play in the previous series, but Cloud9 mean business.
It's the teams rising up in playoff time. And that's out of the bracket with the bracket of demons. You got C9, TLs, TSM, and the fact that C9 is starting to get things together. And it took for them to be bounced into the lower bracket, make that run, and find, honestly, like, rhythm, playing through support and jungle. I think Blaber had an excellent series, by the way, and a lot of it has been playing around their mid lane, you know, playing around Perkz.
Who performs when the pressure is on? That is what matters here. This is playoffs, baby.
Yeah, the only game you need to win are the last ones, right in the finals, preferably, as Cloud9 will push themselves one series closer to a repeat of the finals this year, to a world spot that they did not collect in 2020. It would be like an unbelievable tragedy for a team this good that won Spring again, that brought Perkz of all players into this year, aiming for international, to not make Worlds for a second year in a row.
Yeah.
And that is a history that Cloud9 are trying to reverse.
Spring champions, Blaber MVP. Like, from Cloud9, there's a lot to lose.
I've heard this story before.
There you go. The same could be said for TSM. Of course, on the other side of the bracket, not only having to take down Immortals, if that were to happen, right? A lot of people still...
Sword Art was pretty pricey, too.
Yeah,
We're talking about price tags.
There we go. And so now we're in a situation where 2 juggernauts are in the lower bracket, fighting for Worlds. And fighting for Worlds and an opportunity to fight for the LCS Championship.
Definitely a big one here for Cloud9. Right back to prep immediately, though, because they get to watch the entire TSM Immortal series before going into it. I feel like it's probably a relaxing feeling to finish this one up quick and get right back onto focusing on the next step.
Yeah, I think that it's really good from Cloud9 that I think from the strategy that they've showed today, I think their drafts were pretty standard throughout. They didn't really change much. Maybe you can take away the fact that GP is something you might want to bench for Fudge with how he was able to perform. But this is just Cloud9 play that was superior. Even when they fell behind in Game 2, they came in clutch through Perkz' picks, getting back into this one. I'm looking forward to the next series.
All right, with that, we are going to wrap things up as we do have Dash